Welcome to Spidell's Federal Tax Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane. This week we're covering some of the new and updated forms for 2025 and 2026 following the enactment of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. We'll be covering the tax provisions of the bill in depth on December 18th and 19th at Spidell's Federal Tax Update webinar. For details and to register, visit spidell.com and click Webinars. Following the passage of OBBBA, the IRS has been releasing forms for the 2025 and 2026 tax years to accommodate the various new provisions created by the bill. Here are some of the latest form releases and developments. The IRS issued its first draft of new Schedule 1A additional deductions on September 15, 2025. The new schedule calculates the four new below-the-line non-itemized deductions available to taxpayers in 2025: the qualified tips deduction, the qualified overtime deduction, the car loan interest deduction, and the enhanced deduction for seniors. Schedule 1A is also used to calculate modified adjusted gross income for each of these four deductions. Once each of these four deductions are calculated, the aggregate amount is carried directly to Form 1040. The 2026 Draft W-2 splits Box 14 into Box 14A and 14B. Box 14A will be used for other information, just as Box 14 was for taxable years before 2026. Box 14B will be used for employers who report qualifying tips to provide a tipped occupation code. The code is required to be used by employees to claim the deduction for qualified tips. The IRS has also released draft forms 1099-NEC, 1099-MISC, and 1099-K for the 2026 tax year. The new forms each contain lines for cash tips and Treasury tipped occupation codes. In the case of the 2026 draft forms 1099-NEC and 1099-MISC, they each also contain lines for overtime compensation. Tax year 2025 is a transition year for issuers of Forms W-2, 1099-NEC, 1099-MISC, and 1099-K. For 2025, employers and other payors will not face penalties for failing to provide a separate accounting of any amounts reasonably designated as overtime compensation, cash tips, or the occupation of the person receiving cash tips. New Form 4547, Trump Account Elections, is used to make an election to open a new Trump account, which is a type of traditional IRA designed to provide children with a financial head start when they reach adulthood. The form is also used to elect to receive a $1,000 pilot program contribution for children born in 2025 through 2028. New Form 4547 will be available for taxpayers to file with their 2025 income tax returns. The form is simple and contains little more than the taxpayer's and child's name, address, social security number, and date of birth, plus a checkbox to elect to receive pilot program contributions. Lenders have a new information reporting requirement for qualified vehicle loan interest similar to the 1098 requirement for mortgage lenders. New Form 1098 VLI, Vehicle Loan Interest Statement, is issued if the taxpayer pays at least $600 in qualifying interest during the calendar year. Form 1098 VLI likely won't be issued until the 2026 tax year because under transition relief for 2025, lenders can provide borrowers with a supplemental statement containing the interest received during the year instead of filing Form 1098 VLI. For individual taxpayers who want to claim the new deduction for car loan interest, they can rely on the lender-provided information when claiming the deduction, even without receiving Form 1098 VLI. Spidell's quarterly federal tax update gives you a manageable way to stay informed through live 2-hour sessions delivered once a quarter. Through December 30th, you can get 5 sessions for the price of 4. Just use promo code BONUSQ and the extra session will be added when the order is processed. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spidell's Federal Tax Minute.